Development Corporation Agency, or CEDA. The radio program serves as an engagement, coordination, and advocacy platform that rallies citizens and other stakeholders support for the fight against corruption in bad governance. As part of this program, CENTAL has established the Advocacy and Legal Advice Center known as ALAC. So the ALAC is an independent platform that enables citizens to freely report and seek redress of corruption and other integrity-related issues within their communities, counties, and the country at large. So we encourage all of you, wherever you are, in the market, in the hospital, in the banks, in the offices, whether public or private, please let us do this together. In the homes, in the communities, we will not win a war against corruption if all of us don't work together to make this happen. Liberia can be as Sweden as any other country only if we are willing and ready to join hands to deal with a common enemy called corruption. Corruption is a serious enemy to all of us, our survivability, the developmental initiative, everything about us, about our country, is seriously being hindered by corruption. So we must do it together to eradicate and to eliminate what we call corruption in our country. Yes, it's possible. Yes, we can. So then we we encourage all of you to take advantage. The Advocacy and Legal Advice Center, we do, I mean, we have a team of professionals. There is a team of professionals rather. So we encourage you to take advantage. Confidentiality is the hallmark of what we do here. So if you call, we shield your identity because as it stands, we do not have a witness protection law. There is no legal instrument to protect witnesses or whistleblowers. So the only thing we can use now, the only instrument that we have at our disposal is confidentiality. So if you call and report matter, we pick it up on your behalf and we follow it up and send it to whichever institution is responsible. We have collaboration with different lines, ministries, and agencies so that we can be able to send those pieces of information to them. So please, let's do this together. So you can contact us on via email. The email address is alac@cental.org.lr. It's spelled ALAC at CENTAL.org.lr. The Facebook address is just CENTAL ALAC, CENTALALAC, all in uppercase. You can also call us on our toll-free number. The number 4432 is just a hotline number that you can use to call to contact our Advocacy and Legal Advice Center. So please, if you are using GSM, civil and with zero tolerance on the use of invectives and other denigrating comments. So when guests appear on this platform, they are guided by this rule, and we are very strict to the point. So today is Wednesday, January 11, 2022, and this edition of the program will be playing host to the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, Atty. Gerald Dan Yeakula. Gerald will be talking about, we will retrospect on Gerald's study in South Africa at the University of Victoria. He just returned, and we're going to talk about his stay in South Africa, and we're also going to dig deeper into the state of corruption report released by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. Like we promised, the state of corruption report, there are a lot of things captured in that report. So we are going to dig deeper into that report, and for the matter of fact, Gerald has been leading on this state of corruption report. So we're going to talk about the state of corruption report 2022. So that's what we're going to be doing on this program today. But before we do that, let us go to little things that matter. On the little things that matter, we want to give His Excellency the President of Liberia, Dr. George Mane Weah. Good morning, Your Excellency. We trust and hope that you are doing well, and as you lead in steer the affairs of our country, and we know that, I mean, you've been doing that pretty well. So we say thank you, even though there are some areas that we still see some lapses, but we still believe that things can get better if only we decide to do that. So thank you. We want to appreciate you for the leadership of our country thus far and say good morning to you. To the people of Liberia, good morning. And like I said initially, if you are just joining us today, we want to say Happy New Year to you. And to those of you who've been following us also, we want to say Happy New Year. Wherever you are, happy, prosperous New Year. We wish you all of the best. Please, like we've always done on this program, we want to encourage every Liberian. No one, absolutely no one is going to help make Liberia better if you and me don't put our hands together to make it work. So we must work together to make Liberia better. The first thing we have to start to do is to think positive about Liberia. The negativity against our country has always it has not helped us. So what we need to do, let's change the paradigm. Let's change the narrative by thinking positive about Liberia. With that, we can make this country better. So when you think positive about Liberia, you will not vote for people who are corrupt, who are criminal, who have been accused of different criminalities. You will never encourage anyone to go and vote for those people. If you are to put Liberia above any other thing else, you are going to ensure that whatever you feel about Liberia, when you think about yourself, how you think about yourself is that what you're going to think about for Liberia. How do you do that? You're thinking about yourself, you never think evil about yourself. So if you have never thought evil about yourself, it means that you will not think evil about Liberia. What your thoughts are going to be for Liberia will be for Liberia to attract all of the investments it needs, prosper the other countries, for our health centers to be strong and vibrant, so that we don't have people dying for few illnesses. So I mean that's the positivity we're talking about. So, but let's go to the president. Your Excellency, we come again in a brand new year. 2023 has just begun, and we look forward to seeing you deal with the issue about corruption more drastically. We don't want to see and to hear this usual commitment without action. We need practical action to commensurate with the worries. Too much worries. I mean, late services to the fight against corruption does not help us. So what do we look forward to seeing? We look forward to seeing a more robust, impartial, holistic, and concrete approach to the fight against corruption in Liberia. By that, we mean those of your officials and those in your government who've been accused of corruption and different malpractices, we're going to subject them to investigation and prosecution where possible. Those people who've been accused of corruption, who've been investigated, especially by the general, by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, you're going to ensure that they are either suspended to go and face the law. You're not going to harbor people who are accused of corruption and try to say things that would tend to defend them. That's what we want to see concrete action taken against people who've been accused of corruption. Your Excellency, this is embarrassing. It is embarrassing that you and your officials will sit on radio and different national platforms and accuse people who worked in the United Party and other government of corruption. I mean, it is unthinkable. It's seriously unthinkable that you and your officials will say that the former United Party was corrupt. Yes, if it was, so what? So what have you done to ensure that those people who you are accusing are being brought to justice? Agree. We agree that they were corrupt. Let's agree. Let's agree that they were corrupt. So what have you done? Did you initiate any form of audit? Have you ever think about implementing audit reports implicating some of these people that you're accusing today? But we whining and dining with them, but yet still we come and confuse the people of Liberia and try to deceive the people of Liberia and say the Football United Party was corrupt, whereas we have not initiated any form that will make sure that we have these people prosecuted. We have not done anything to make sure that these people account for whatever wrong they have committed to the state and the people of Liberia. So when these things happen, it leads us to wonder that you in your administration, you are aiding and abetting people who are said to be corrupt. So if people are corrupt, you have a capacity to prosecute them. You do not prosecute them, you are as corrupt as those people you accuse. I will say that again. If you claim that people were corrupt in past government and you are in the capacity and the position now to ensure that these people account for whatever crime they committed, if you do not do that, it means that you and all your officials who claim that people were corrupt in past government are as corrupt as those people you are accusing. Until you can do the needful by ensuring that those people you are accusing account for whatever crime they may have committed against the people of Liberia, we don't want to continuously hear this kind of embarrassing statement coming from you and your official. It is seriously embarrassing. You can't do that to the people of Liberia. That's being unfair to us. That's been seriously unfair and being deceptive. We will say that without stuttering, because the people of Liberia deserve so much better. The people of Liberia, they entrusted you to come and change the status quo. You cannot come and continuously sing the same song that other people have said, the other people sung before. If you can't do it, it means that you have failed the people of Liberia. Do not allow that to go down in history as your government's achievement. You must change the narrative. You must ensure that whoever you claim were corrupt, the people you claim were corrupt, these people are right here with you. Most of the former vice president is right here in Liberia. The former president just in and out of Liberia. Most of the officials are right here with you. How many of them have you prosecuted? How many properties you claim these people stole money and built? How many properties have you confiscated? How much have we generated from confiscation of corrupt properties allegedly? And then we sit and you think that we all will believe these kind of rhetoric from you and your leaders and your officials. It is wrong. That's being deceptive to the people like that. We will not accept this kind of thing. Please, please. Thank you so much. Let's go to our lawmakers. Honorable Speaker Dr. Buffer Chambers and members of the National Legislature. Honorable Senate Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Mr. Honorable Albert Chie, and members of the Liberian Senate. I mean, why are you opposing an audit of that body? Why are you opposing audit? You have not commissioned any form of audit of that particular body. It is seriously unbelievable that you who preach equity will come with unclean hands. I said that again. Anyone who wants to preach equity should come with clean hands. But if your hands are not clean, you cannot preach equity. So if you want other people to be accountable, you want people to be accountable to you and to the government, it means that you too should account to the people of Liberia. The people have entrusted you, they elected you so that you can go there to represent them. So if you are entrusted with resources, let there be audit, comprehensive audit to tell us what you are doing with resources that are entrusted to you. 30,000, this other 1,000, all of these things have been traded around. So how do we account for these resources? It's seriously embarrassing. Even to believe it's serious. I mean, I can't really understand this. That the former speaker, not former speaker, but the current speaker rather, Dr. Buffer Chambers, a one serious campaigner for social justice in Liberia. One person who was very vocal in the past regime for social justice, for change in Liberia. is now heading the national legislature and then cannot do the needful by ensuring that that body is audited. It is seriously, seriously unthinkable that you, of all persons, Cleveland Soligan District Representative Dr. Buffer Timbers, will head that particular body and you cannot do the needful by ensuring that this body is audited. So what is there that you two are hiding? Under the current projected budget, the draft budget, you have 2 million, 2 million, I'm not talking about 1,000, 2 million to your office alone, Dr. Chambers, to your office. 2 million budgeted for your office. What are you going to do with it? So let us know what you're doing with all of these resources that have been budgeted, that have been given to your office and other offices. We need to know that. Thank you. Let's go quickly to elections, and you will just want to inform the people of Liberia that according to the National Elections Commission, the countdown to election day, says that we have 272 more days to elections. According to the National Elections Commission official website, countdown to election day, it says we have 272 more days to elections. So elections is scheduled for October 10, 2023, and the biometric registration process will start on Monday, March 20th, 2023, and will end on Sunday, April 9, 2023. And this process, which will be the first phase, will cover 6 counties: Montserrado, Magidi, Grand Bassa, Bomi, Grand Cape Town, and Bapoli. These are the counties the first phase will cover. The second phase will cover Riverside, Sino, Grand Cru, Maryland, River G, Grand Jide, Nimba, Bronx, and Lofa counties. These are the counties the second phase will cover, and the second phase will run from Monday, April 21st or April 21, 2022, 23 rather, and will end on Thursday, May 11, 2023. So that's I just want to give you that information so that you can have it to the people of Liberia. Please, we encourage you not to vote. Change the way you think. I mean, yesterday I had a conversation with one motorcyclist, and I will do this. We will not be spectator in these elections. We're going to encourage people. We're going to tell people what they should look out for. We're not spectate no more. No way. These elections are very important and very crucial to the survivability of our country. So we're not going to sit on the fence. We're going to be part of it by ensuring that we educate the people of Liberia to know who to look out for. Do not vote for people with integrity problem. If people are corrupt, they are accused of corruption, let them go clear their name before the courts. If you vote for people who are corrupt, it means that you send a message to the people, to the international community, that you, the people of Liberia, are willing to fight corruption in this country. They will sit by and look at us, and then we continue to live in abject poverty, and our country will continue to remain backward. So the determined movement is now that we need to stand up and vote for people who look out for people with credibility and integrity. I mean, it's possible, but just change the mindset, change that thing about party loyalty, about liking individual, whether party mandate or no party mandate. If somebody is in your party and that party is accused of corruption, that person has not cleared their name, do not vote for them. If you vote a criminal, the criminal will not change, the position will not change the criminal. The only thing that will be different will be the criminal will have access to more money than they used to have before. If they were having access to 100, they're going to be having access to thousands and millions. So that's the only difference you're going to be making. So think wisely and make sure that you vote for people. Do not ask people about what are they coming to build. That's not the responsibility of lawmakers to build roads. It is not their responsibilities. What they're supposed to be doing will be ensuring that Ministry of Public will have resources enough to make sure that they maintain roads and they build roads in the country. And the Ministry of Public will accounts for the resources that are given to them. To make sure that the responsibility is to ensure that the Ministry of Health have resources enough to ensure that the JFK and other medical centers have drugs and they are equipped enough to take care of cases in Liberia. It's not a responsibility to go be donating drugs to hospitals, to be running transport services. Is that your responsibility? when the National Transit Authority is lying in ruins. The National Transit Authority is supposed to be a vibrant institution that's already providing transport services to the people of Liberia, but it's dead. A lot of corruption matter hanging over them. They are there, they are lying in ruins until that place was gutted by fire. It was seriously deplorable, embarrassingly deplorable that the National Transit Authority was in continual, they were in continual for all those number of years. They generate resources, but they did nothing to ensure that they improve that place. But yet you say you're providing transport services instead of I mean, that's not your responsibility. That's not your responsibility of lawmaker to build roads. So it conflicts with your role, with your oversight responsibilities. If you start providing services, it conflicts with your oversight responsibility over these institutions. Thank you. We want to stop here because we are deeply going into our time and we're going to join our again, the program you're listening to is called Targeted Watch. So, I mean, the fans, we're going to have one-on-one engagement with people. We're going to have group engagement with people to educate them on what to look out for in people who will be coming to say they want to be elected to different positions. Do not go for people who people integrity. If somebody has been stealing before and you elect them, the only difference you will have access to more than they used to have before. And they will not ensure they will establish institutions, and those institutions will be funded in the national budget, and the national institution will be striving and the near collapsing. So please, thank you very much. Let's take a break and then we'll come back to join our guests. My name is Sam, and my colleagues are on the camera, making sure our visibility goes beyond the studio on Integrity TV. So please, if you are following us, leave your comments. We're going to be talking about state of corruption report today. Atty. Gerald Dan Yeakula is going to be our guest on the program. Let's take a break. Thanks for joining us, and you were there before. Thanks for rejoining us. The program is called Integrity Watch. It's a 1-hour radio program brought to you by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. It runs from 11 to 12 noon, and today we are live on Truth 96.1 FM. Again, a repeat of the program will be on Sunday from 9 to 10. Please leave your comments. Thanks for following us. Those of you who are following us on Integrity TV, you can leave your comments online and we want to read out your comments. So, the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia is running a 3.5-year program called the National Integrity and Anti-Corruption Program. So, under this program, there are different activities that we implemented. So, one of which is the release of the state of corruption in Liberia. So we had a first edition in 2021, and this is the second edition of the State of Corruption report under this program. So the person who's been leading on this process is the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, Atty. Gerald Dan Yeakula, and we're going to be talking about. But before we do that, is Gerald on the line? Good morning, Gerald. Okay, before we do that, we'll get connected with Gerald. We're going to be talking about Gerald went to South Africa to obtain his master in law. So we will begin. Atty. Gerald Dan Yeakula, are you there? Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sota. Are you getting me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Good to join you today. I like energy and exuberance, which of course will be amazing very soon.
Okay. All right, let's begin by telling us about your trip to South Africa. Please give us little information about why were you in South Africa. Atty. Yeakula, Gerald, are you there? Gerald, are you hearing us?
No, I didn't hear you. I don't know.
Yeah, I was asking
I see your network
you.
on the live stream. I'm seeing your network pool is at a one.
Okay, I was asking you about your trip to South Africa. Why were you in South Africa? Can you please inform us and the people of Liberia?
Come again?
Okay, you were in South Africa and you obtained a master's in law. Can you elaborate on that? Gerald, like you said, the network seems to be poor. We have a poor connection. So let me see whether I can join Gerald directly on the line. Let me do that so that we can have this discussion here this morning. Let me join Gerald on the line so that we can have the discussion. The network seems to be poor, so we are connecting with Gerald, and so Gerald is going to be talking about. We briefly talk about his graduation from the University of Victoria, and then we're going to talk about the state of corruption report released by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. So we are trying to connect with Gerald. So, Attorney Yakula, how are you? All right. So I was asking you about your trip to South Africa. Why were you in South Africa? You can just briefly inform the people of Liberia about that so that we proceed quickly to our discussion. Okay. Can- yeah, hearing on the line is not the line is cracking. Okay, let's get you. Yeah, let's go ahead. Okay. Good, good. Okay. Degree in human rights and democracy in Africa. So, thank you and congratulations again on this public notice. We want to say congratulations to you and the value that's going to be added to the work of CENTAL. We say thank you for such very very. We know you are a student, so we know that cum laude was. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go quickly to the state of corruption report. You've been leading this process. Give us a little bit of information about the state of corruption report as released by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Nigeria. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So let's give the methodology of the report. I understand that it was both qualitative and quantitative survey. So you can just explain a little bit about that. Yes. Imagine it. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Mhm. Great. Great. So let's after we've done all of these, let's go to quickly. Let's see what whether we just did it and then we publish it. Were there validation? If yes, then we want to know whether there were recommendations made after you came up with the report. You talked about a different sector. You said the perception about people think that corruption is high. So what? So did you do recommendation? Firstly, you talk about whether there were validation. If yes, then we go to whether there are recommendations before we go into the recommendations.
So we had a validation but there's a that was just I'm just going to choose it, right? It is business where I'm going to call the second quarter when I want to do that around some of the what the make of
Mhm.
the validation. So we come over and I will find out. So how about the door for something all of this so the issue about validation. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the questions
Okay.
not the police department talking about what they had, what they had, the family,
Yeah.
right? So, well, to talk about this, for example, in order to decrease the COVID-19 setting in Nigeria, you could be restricting mechanisms that in the country.
Okay.
That's a lot of but these are other elements. So, because I think this is talking about the focus of
Mhm.
you agree with me that the net versus is okay so it is because there is what several is quote what it is a possible sort of where that is students to look into that in open of things. So as a quote I don't have that the next year question and oh for the reason that they cannot be accountable to cannot be just it cannot be positive. There is something that one of the only things that if you want to one of the things I'm saying here is corporate experience happens most of the
Okay.
especially as a movie to work better. And it's only the food that we do the cost of the age of the
Mhm.
and then you do the cost of living of the you want to need to go to our it is the overload. So we
Okay.
are very about everything the issue of work for today. We recommended voluntary application for a very long time now about the family. They were that actually we talked about the issue of operating of the ways of class.
Mhm.
And it's very discovered that we have the president of government.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are clearing people every time about the hearing and there are other reports there that will come for even those public accounts committee
Mhm.
and will go. Well, they cannot say the stuff out there. They not the but they have to so here's the issue. You need them from just others for the others. They will leave an example. They are receiving taxes for this back. They are going to say what again I'm talking people still below the other stuff every year so forth. They get the engagement.
Mhm.
And so we all have that is behind it. So you know how are the experts that make so much.
Mhm.
So the point of the education institution is the point
Okay.
because it's question of the government and the something that all of the something.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will hold you on the line, and no, I will not hold you on the line because you have to use the line to interrupt calls. But we will advise that you kind of follow the show so that we get few calls, open the lines to get few calls. Let's go to the recommendation. Was there any recommendation for the police because the police came top? Any recommendation on the for the police?
What the police is the issue of how the police get early independence. Like, each of the police and we need to know because the reports coming only part is a few exceptions, right?
Mhm.
So that they are finding a complete part to realize that the police are issues. But the police are supposed to be doing the efforts.
Mhm.
Then stealing corruption cases, cases of misconduct, and they have been investigating it.
Mhm.
They haven't taken action against police officers.
Mhm.
Of the thing police are doing, the efforts to get it, investigate people who complain and force to do the professional. So the police is not good at. But also, no only for the police to give up back against another the lack of operational so, but it's another it's really corruption because the police is not big operation cost. So if the police comes to arrest someone, police always can move on the arrest, so don't get the other
Mhm.
so it's corruption. The police is the arrest, not the police is the police won't pass out the call. So we need the government of Cuba will pass operational cost for the police.
Okay.
But the police they have to work accountable and there's other whatever police call the they will complaints they
Mhm.
also recognize that the police also active and responsible.
Okay. All right. So the voice of so like I was saying, we will not keep you on the line because we're going to be using the line to entertain calls. So we wanted to kind of follow the show, and we will get back to you so that we can respond to calls that will be coming in and concerns that you will likely be asked to possible answer. So we will leave you for a while and we'll rejoin you along the way.
So,
All right, he's Attorney Gerald D. Yeakula. He's the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. He was talking about the State of Corruption report released by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. We talk about 90% of the people think that corruption was high in Liberia, and there are different reasons why the corruption was high. We talk about the report being both qualitative and quantitative. After they gather the sort, the question, the information, the data, they try to evaluate, and they analyze the data, look for other things, and then do media tracking, media monitoring, following different corruption allegations or cases or issues reported in the media. And then apart from the report, the police came up, according to the people, police corruption was high. They topped the services, public services that were prone to corruption. So police came high, unlike last year, where last year, meaning 2021, unless 2021, the first state of corruption report where the health service was high. But this time around, it is the police. But there are recommendations calling for the strengthening, establishment of accountability mechanism. Government should demonstrate commitment to the fight against corruption. I mean, there are different things, and we talk about ensuring that increased budgetary support to the Liberian National Police so that they can effectively execute their mandate. I mean, these are all things that we talk about. So we want to open the line so that you can participate on the program Interpretive Watch. So the number to call 077 0175162 077 07701756162. So it is a report released by the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. So I think Yakula has been talking about that report, and under this, the recommendations, he said the office of the ombudsman. So the ombudsman is supposed to ensure that they do investigation, gather information, and then send it to for prosecution. So he mentioned about the National Elections Commission chair. Her case was taken to the court, but the court dismissed that case not because she was not guilty, because of procedural error. So that's the reason why that case was dismissed. So they are recommending the establishment of the office of the ombudsman. This office is supposed to monitor. We're going to elections. We are going to elections. I just told you about the election, the new calendar. So we're going to elections. The office of the ombudsman is supposed to ensure that, in keeping with the code of conduct for all public officials, that public officials would not use their assigned vehicles to run campaign. Not No, the law prohibits that. But which office is supposed to do that? It is the office of the ombudsman that's supposed to monitor all of these things from happening. But that office has not been established since 2014 or so. So I mean, the number to call 077017516. That's the number to call to be live on the program in Capital Watch, and we are playing host to the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia, Atty. Gerald Dan Yeakula. So yes, we've been talking about that. Let's just he said the report for this 2022 report, they added two additional counties to the initial 7 counties. So the National Integrated Drilling and Anti-Corruption Program is covering 7 counties initially, targeting 7 counties, but two other counties were added. So the 7 counties targeted project targeted counties are Monserrado, Bon County, Nimba, Grand Bassa, River Six, Mapulu, and Bombing counties. Those are the initial project targeted counties. But this time around, they said, no, let us add additional counties. So they added Magibi and Grand Cape Mount. So making the counties covered by this report to 9. So he said, yes. So we talked to 818 persons. We spoke with them. So let's take this comment coming from Lasana Benkongo Sisi. Good morning to the panelists in studio and the peace-loving people of Masambula Town, Lofa County. Let me firstly say, complement of the season. Corruption in Liberia is a major problem in our developmental growth. We also as ordinary citizens can greatly contribute to corruption by electing corrupt officials into public offices. For example, 3 of government officials were sanctioned by United States government for corruption up to now. Nothing has been done in terms of I think there where he ends. So nothing has been done. Yes, that's Sisse's comment. So he's calling for he says yeah we fight against corruption, but we ourselves are promoting the kind of 3 people were accused of corruption. Up to now, nothing has happened. Yes, Sisse, we share your view. So yes, I was just giving an update about the state of corruption report. So 817 people were targeted, they were surveyed, they were interviewed. So what did they say? They say corruption remains high in Liberia. 90% of the people think that corruption was high in Liberia. They talk about government commitment to fighting corruption. 62% of the people think that they hold a view that government commitment to the fight against corruption was very low. Government commitment to the fight against corruption was very low. So to third of the people, which is 70% of the people said they witnessed corruption. So we asked them different questions, different set of questions. From the 70% of the people witnessed corruption, whether in the health sector, wherever, in the different places, they witnessed corruption themselves. So public services, yeah, we said, so 69% of the people of the respondents think that police services are the one prone to corruption. So, like he said, okay, after we got the people's view, we got to the police, and the police said, yes, I mean, we are taking steps. We are taking steps against police misconduct. We are taking steps, the professional standard division has been investigating, and we have dismissed or disrobed some officers. I mean, there are some steps that have been taken. So, in the recommendation, that is why in the recommendation, they're recommending to the governor of Liberia to ensure that the Liberian National Police get increased budgetary support, especially as we go to elections. The police going to be doing significantly important job as we go forward to election this year. So we cannot, do it as usual. If we give these resources to these institutions and they are not people who are supposed to benefit are not benefiting, those who are held liable, let them account for these things. That's what we're calling for. I mean, The culture of impunity has got to come to an end. That's the only thing we have to do. Again, let me call in the number. We have 6 minutes to go. 077017516. That's the number to call. If we cannot get a call, then we will join Gerald Yeakula so that we go further and then get this parting comment on the the program entitled Watch. Let's take this fellow. Good morning.
Yes, thank you so much, my dear brother. I'm honored to join you this morning from Robert Street Highway on this Route 1 and B. My brother, I'm always following your institution and exactly what preachers and what you guys are doing. In nowhere around the world I said it development as from the implementation or law and order. Unfortunately for us in Liberia, the leaders don't know this. They went to school, but they are not educated. I'm saying this boldly and respectfully. The guys went to school, they have PhD, they have master, they have PhD, but because government starts with fighting corruption, and the bad person that is very wrong for infrastructure development. We started fighting around the world, wars, including the other things. Those things take place not because there are no beautiful streets, no beautiful buildings in no country, but those things are there. The federal government tries to get people to back corruption, to back other negative things. Those are recipes of powerless. So that everyone should understand that the person was doing well was not killed though 1990, not unless we never had TV, in office, or had TV. But mind you, though was killed because he was involved in corruption and normality. So like every lesson was understand the historical analysis. People should not be saying you can build all the roads, you build all the skyscrapers, when you do not fight corruption, you go to advances because of civil crisis. So you be careful. We saw it in the person who grow our children. People were killed on the beautiful appearances. People were responsible for destruction because people were not educated to know that corruption was bad. So like the leaders was the concern of the fact. The first before I give a laugh at your brother. You know, this man who lives in America and you, whose children are American, is supposed to know that the American society calls for honesty and act. It's just because he are taking more pressure into the personal houses over the state. You can't do that.
Okay.
That's development. So
Okay.
thank you, my dear brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The points are well noted. I can just look out for. We do that. We're going to do that. We are trying to read John Gerard, but it seems
casos de exploración, we share the $50,000 to see what's going on. The thing that was the sort of but that's not fine. I was also ensure that we get the water but a little bit will happen.
Okay. Thank you so much. His name is the Yeakula. He's the program manager at the Center for Transparency and Accountability in Liberia. And we've been talking about the state of corruption report as released by the Center for Transparency with different recommendations that were made. So my name is Sam Zota. I'm the Media and Communications Officer at the Center for Transparency and Accountability on the studio. And Gerald of them have Wednesday for another edition of the program. Better still, Sunday from 9 to 10 p.m. Goodbye.